It feels impossible sometimes for my brain to keep up with what I'm actually doing. I recorded a video recently that intended to be a guide on how I actually started knitting in 2025, but ironically it ended up being something more like how I successfully picked up a hobby in 2025 despite severe executive dysfunction, aka ADHD. And that idea really boiled down to 5 basic steps. The first one being, talk to someone about it to validate your desire and quiet the voices that are in your head telling you that you can't or shouldn't do it. The second one being, acquire the bare minimum materials at the lowest cost so that you can learn the basics before you get hyper-focused on making something out of your league. The third one is to consume a bunch of content to figure out what exactly you're getting yourself into. This can happen before or after you get the basic materials. However, for me, because I like to get way ahead of myself, this happened after I already got the basic materials because I already had this idea in my head that I was probably going to keep knitting or that it would be something that I would actually like. Keep yourself open to all levels of content in the early stages of your learning to help yourself formulate ideas or focus on key words that you might need to know for the future. But when you are trying to learn your new skill or hobby, try and focus on the basics first and reduce them to their most simplest form so that you don't overwhelm yourself and end up giving up. The fourth is to create an environment that actually makes you excited about doing the thing that you now want to do. For me, it was finding a chaotic and trashy reality TV show that reminded me how unserious it is to be alive and also how unserious it is to learn a new skill like knitting, because at the end of the day, it really is not that deep. And the last step for me was to apply my skills when I felt ready on a project or a complementary task. For me, this was both learning to crochet and actually starting my first project. My first project ended up just being a blanket because I thought it was probably going to be the easiest thing to make because it's basically just a big swatch. But when you are ready to apply your new skills on something else, make sure what you commit to is both accessible to your skill level and can be completed in a reasonable amount of time that you can commit to the task. Check the full video on my YouTube channel where I take a deeper dive into all 5 of these points and maybe help you create a plan of your own to start a new task in 2026. Bye!